was a place for me to meet people like you, Keegan, Joshua, Miles, all sorts of people, all the people I've met there, to really just come and discuss from a place of understanding where people that are on the same journey as me in a way, mentally and emotionally, and striving for something higher. And to me, I really call it like eternal principles. Like they're out here, justice, temperance, like they're striving for something way beyond the label of who you are and something that it escapes linear time and space. And it's something that's been around as part of the positive pole of human nature. And it's to be able to have those conversations resets me every week. It's really been amazing for me to like go there and meet people like you, meet everybody there, and people are just coming here genuinely trying to become better people. That's hard to walk around the world and find that. Like,
It's
it's
unusual, isn't it?
very,
And you know, I think the thing that fascinates me is, doesn't it surprise you that even with as tough of a background as you had, how everybody in Tribal Stoics is going through some version of a similar thing?
yes. I've realized that though. That I actually meet Jonathan sometime this week. I don't know if you met him. It's just his last name starts with Swally, I think.
I'm not sure.
But I meet with him, and he comes from a way different background. We kind of talked about this actually in a group. I think it was a Wednesday group though. And but one thing I did learn is like there's like I had to pay attention to this because I always used to use that as why was my life so hard. But just because someone is going through something different than me in the 3D realm of what like the situations or circumstances, there's an underlying emotional and like even deeper than emotional, like a, a struggle kind of. I guess that's a word I could use, but
Yeah.
trying to think how to articulate it, that like all humans beings go through. So your hardest moment was still as hard as my hardest moment. And that has been able to really open me up to a lot of people that before I would probably not have conversations with just because we came from such maybe different cultures, different backgrounds, different geographical locations, whatever the difference or division, not even division, but difference was between us of how my mind would perceive it. And I would be worried about them understanding me maybe from the place I'm coming from. I really, during the beginning of my solitude, understood and looked around and realized it wasn't just me. And that's another thing Travel Stoics does of seeing so many people, so many situations, but the way they're articulating and talking about and what we're discussing and kind of brainstorming of how to grow together, having that helps me so much. And it opens me up to then being open to others' perceptions or open to other, going back to what we talked about the one day there of my worst enemy be my greatest teacher. Because at some point there's an intersection of our beliefs and who we are and the humanness of us. So and doing that has really, really opened my eyes.
I've been really impressed with people's ability to stay in the moment, not to get judgmental,
Mm.
but to be able to ask tough questions, point tough things out, and have people be able to hear them. And I just feel, man, that is so unusual, kind of in our day-to-day experience.
Oh
Don't you
yeah.
find that?
Yeah, most people it's gonna become a huge issue. It's not gonna be like even I think I don't know if you're down. There was one not long ago where there was kind of some disagreements, but the way everyone was so respectful of everybody else, this is something that should be cultivated and even taught in school, I believe, at a young age, is that everyone's going to have so many perspectives, and that 9 billion are going to create the whole of what reality is and the different fractures of what we believe and see.
Right.
But you should be able to completely disagree with someone on every level, but still respect them, their life, and what they're doing, and allow them to be them and not destroy their life or put them down in a way. It should be, at the end of the day, it should be, even if you have a debate, it should be the debate's purpose should be for both you to grow and to come out with a higher perspective. And that's what the Tribal Stoics definitely does that. They're
Yeah,
very, he's
absolutely.
very, Keegan cultivated something that's amazing there as far as that goes.
Yep. I want to. One of the things that's really important to me in this passion project, Oh, the Stories, is helping people to understand how so much of what we struggle with is hardwired into every single one of us. I
Mhm.
need to be a part of the tribe. I have to be judgmental because I need to be able to decide which tribe to be in. All this stuff that we needed to get to where we are now is in a place where it's like, holy crap, it's beating me up all the time. But we're
Yeah.
all going through some basic version of a similar thing, regardless of how it played out for
Yeah.
us growing up or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like Tribal Stoics just does a fabulous job of letting people practice how to be that way.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a very good. It's just like I said, how I practice speaking there and how I could like I'm articulate it. So there's a lot of intangible things, even not just that, like they come along with it. What we're talking about right now, and respecting others' opinions, even if you disagree. And I think that what you something you brought up too is like with the judgment again, why the poles and I think the Hermetic principles are so important because the duality of there's judgment and there's discernment, and people just are like so I don't know how to say it, like they see they I think that's why that just that duality period and that pole perception is so important, and then what we're even talking about going back into respecting someone who you totally disagree with and respectfully disagreeing and understand there's that spectrum of discernment and judgment and understand where you're going to fall somewhere on that.
Yeah.
And it's just been a powerful tool for me to, on my mind. That's what it comes up a lot with the duality of, and that's the openness of to everything, everybody, every conversation. That there's a
The
whole
thing I think
spectrum.
about is just being able to appreciate, to gain an appreciation of different people's perspectives
Mm,
without having to make it about myself or, yeah, I think that's been really, really powerful.
yeah.